Frelimo party, apparently the top court in Mozambique, has come out here and said, we're going to uphold the decisions of the elections, the results. Like we expected these freaking Frelimo courts or high courts or top court, like they refer to them, to come out here and say something different.
Yeah, that was just like some sort of a tactic, I believe, that just to calm the citizens for like a week or two and give them something to hope for. Like, oh, yes, they are trying to do something for us. That is what I believe that was happening.
The fact that the results changed should always be questionable. So if we didn't disagree, if we didn't object, it would have gone down in the books that apparently in those elections in Mozambique in 2024, Frelimo had 70%. If the Mozambican people didn't come out here and say, excuse me, it's rigged, it's false, it's fraudulent. If Venancio Mondlane, the opposition main party who Mozambique wants, by the way, they call him the true president of Mozambique, by the way.
Mondlane.
Of course, the Mozambican people.
Yeah.
They are not recognizing this supposed Chapo. I say this supposed Chapo because whenever I say his name, Daniel Chapo, the leader, the president-elect.
The new face of Frelimo, that's what it is.
I say this supposed Chapo because it's just like, we have an African Chapo here? Yes, it's just Daniel Chapo. Excuse me, where are you from? Mozambique. They speak Portuguese there, huh?
Yes.
Yes. So if the Mozambican people didn't come out here and said, excuse me, this is fraudulent, it would have gone down in history that Frelimo got 70% in 2024. The fact that they objected and now they recounted the ballot apparently, and now it's 65%.
Yeah, so if they recounted the ballot, I think that they can actually, there's a bit more that they can do. There's probably a bit more discrepancies.
Go and recount again.
Yes.
Go and recount again. Let's see if it will be 65 again. Bring in an independent body, even if it's from outside. When it comes to African countries, we need to bring in from outside. Because I don't think these people know what to do. You think these people know how to count these things and the system is so correct and it's good and honest, but they don't know how to govern countries?
No. And plus, we all know that Frelimo has infiltrated whatever system that is. So those things were just done to say, okay, yeah, we've recounted, make it, oh yeah, we won by 65%. That's it. Not by 70 anymore.
That particular Frelimo party is the biggest corporate in the unrest of whatever's happening in Mozambique now. How does it sit with you to know that, with Mozambicans, because they are the victim here. The Mozambican people are the victim here.
Yeah.
So many casualties, huh?
Casualties, and it's affecting people's businesses, people's homes. It's not nice to see.
It's also affecting the neighboring countries.
Exactly, yes.
Even South Africa, Sasol, that oil company or whatever, gas or whatever that thing is, Sasol, they've been really hit. We're talking upwards of millions.
Yes.
Millions of rand. Should we say rand? Because it's like some sort of producing or refinery facility there in Mozambique or whatever. So
they've
production,
had to shut it down.
No, not shut down.
Oh.
You rate somewhere shut down?
No, I'm asking, yeah. They've had to shut it down.
I don't know. No, they did not shut it down.
Okay.
But it just reduced production. Anyway, it's affected. It's not shut down. Shut down, it will be breaking news. That will be loss of billions of dollars.
Yeah, so the thing about these protests and the unrest is just ridiculous. It's Mondlane is also pushing it from his haven wherever he is.
But what must he do if he truly believes that he won? Must this Frelimo party continue to rule?
No.
It's been 49 years.
No, I think that it should continue. Like the voices should be heard that saying we don't trust this. This is not the ruling party of the elected party of Mozambique. Because honestly, even in this unrest, where are their supporters? Where is that 65% now?
You mean where is Frelimo's supporters?
Yes, where is Frelimo's supporters? Because you don't see them. They are just hiding out and say, anyway, my party's elected, I'm just going to sit at home. No, there are people who obviously just want to also show my party won. But you don't see them anywhere.
You mean they should be?
They should be.
The true loyalists or the true fans or supporters of Frelimo Party should also be out here saying, hey, wait a minute, Venancio and your crowd, we won. But the Mozambicans, those particular Mozambicans are missing.
Completely missing.
Yes, they're missing. They're nowhere to be found. Like we've said so many times before. You know, this is, I think, the third or the fourth podcast that we're doing on Mozambique. But we have to, because we are rules voices and we are out here to make sure that we don't sleep on these puppets. These puppets that are power hungry that are out here, not just in Mozambique. My God. Democratic Republic of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi is out here to change the constitution. He's doing everything in his utmost power to remain in power. Equatorial Guinea, another puppet over there. I heard, apparently, the grandpa of Africa, Paul Biya, apparently he wants to run again next year. My God. Is this a freaking curse or what? Why would this old man want to run again to remain in power at 90-something years old? 42 years in power, you want to run again. We're talking about West Africa, by the way. I'm sure you guys know where that is. Before we go back to Mozambique, that Paul Biya to run. Can you imagine it?
Honestly, Paul Biya, what? My plea to you is, what are you going to change?
You don't
Paul
plea
Biya?
with a puppet. The puppet does not care whether you plea with him or not. Puppets are out here determined as hell to remain in power. In fact, they are puppets. There's a puppeteer up there somewhere in Europe telling him, we want the system to remain that way. We don't have time to train a new puppet. That particular Cameroon has been good to us, European nations, colonizers, France in this particular case. We need Paul Biya to remain in there. It's not up to him. He doesn't make the decisions, we do. It's his loyalists that are still sane. We will deal with the loyalists. They just need to make sure that Paul Biya gets his medication. Let him be. We don't need no freaking unrest right now. Change is not coming to Cameroon anytime soon. It serves us best to have Paul Biya in position like that. Whether he thinks or not, it's not the concern. That's what the colonizers are busy saying up there. I'm telling you, because it makes absolutely no sense that this particular old man is going to run again.
No sense at all. I mean, it's right what you're saying also. You know, it's the loyalists that are actually running the country. They are just making sure that every 3 or 4 months, he's saying something or he's waving his hand out of the car or he has a speech for 5 minutes. They're just making sure that happens and making sure that it's rehearsed a couple of times so he doesn't look ill.
Yes, so that there's no freaking scandal.
Yes.
I bet you that guy's gonna start taking off his pants on stage. I'm sure they're limiting the amount of speeches that he perhaps needs to make. He's gonna start taking off his pants. They're waiting for that. You remember that time when I also said it when Joe Biden, for example, wanted to run again? Excuse me, you're forgetting your words. You're mumbling on stage. You're mumbling. In your speeches, you're mumbling. How can you be the leader of the free world? We're talking about Joe Biden back then before he decided to step down.
Yeah.
I said it. I said, I think America is waiting for Joe Biden to take off his pants on stage before they can tell him, excuse me. You know, even that alone, the fact that the Democrat needed to come out here and say it, and then suddenly you want to say, okay, there's something wrong. The guy is not completely fit to be the leader of the free world. Okay. The fact that it took the freaking Democrats that long just shows you should never freaking trust these politicians. These people are out here, power to the freaking hungry to stay in there. Imagine. Power is addictive, huh? It's so addictive. Our puppets, they've shown us. Look at Ruto.
My God, Ruto.
Doesn't matter how many Kenyans say Ruto must go.
Zakayo, get out. Kasongo, no matter how many names.
Kasongo, hey. Yo, they be calling him Kasongo. Kasongo, the Kenyan people don't want you in power no more. Can you step down, please? Somebody actually says this is Musevenism happening in Kenya. Yes, dictatorship vibes. We shall stay in power for as long as we can. We were elected to be here. You think a freaking hashtag will remove me? No. There's a process here. So they stay in power like that and they don't give a crap. Doesn't matter how many lives are lost during these protests, during these unrests. These African puppets will do anything to remain in power. That's why there's always so many freaking coups. In African countries.
Yeah, but I don't know. This Ruto, there must be something behind. How is this guy? He remains calm in everything, but he knows that his country actually hates him. They want him off that pedestal. get out of that office. There's someone else that can do it better than you, because you are now just corrupt and you are wasting money and keeping money for yourself.
These leaders, African leaders, don't even care whether they are liked or not. They want the money, they want the power, they want the fame, they want the attention, they want to stay there for life. That's it. They're not out here to change any freaking system or to improve any sector. Whether it's the education sector or the infrastructure or healthcare, these puppets, every single one of them are failing to the core.
Yeah,
every single one of them are failing.
The only sector they are trying to improve is their personal bank accounts and their pension for after. If ever there's an after with these puppets in Africa, because, they'll be staying in power for long.
All these freaking puppets are only here interested in how big the real estate portfolio grows. That real estate in the UAE or in Europe. They're just out here to buy homes overseas. Hey, they don't give a freaking crap. They just want to buy homes overseas. Anyway, Mozambique. You know, what's the other story? The main dangerous thing is the fact that 6,000 freaking inmates escaped a prison riot and 33 lives were lost. We're talking about terrorists, rapists, criminal, murderers. They say 1,500 inmates, but reports say it's actually 6,000 freaking inmates that got away. So Mozambique is turning out into a freaking mess here because of this Frelimo party.
Yes, and that's a huge gap to mistake, huh? 1,500 and next day you say 6,000. Come on, people.
Criminals are out there. They are loose. To a point where even South Africa has to watch out because they'll drop into that freaking Pretoria. You see those particular terrorists, if really they are terrorists, because some of them are actually terrorists that were caught in the north. Those Islamic jihadist group terrorist people. Some of them were caught and they were put into that prison in Maputo. The fact that there's a prison break and they are loose. They are at large. Pretoria has opened his eyes and said, you gotta watch out. Some freaking individuals are loose out there. We got to close that freaking border and watch out for real. Because they might just overlap into the Pretoria of ours.
Yeah, so the security has to be up to par. Military has to be on that border because those people, they must have a vendetta. Because how long have they been there?
That's why at least Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, came out here and said, we call for dialogues. Between the two parties. We call for dialogues between the Frelimo party and Financials party here in Mozambique because, look, at least South Africa is trying to play some sort of a democratic approach towards this whole freaking situation, this conflict, this tension, this violence, this unrest in Maputo. That other one, that president of Zimbabwe, the one who chairs SADC, the same president that came out here to congratulate Daniel Chapo before even the official results were announced. They also have a freaking fraudulent type of system happening there in Zimbabwe that it feels like birds of the same feather. How do you say the expression?
Birds of the feather flock together.
They flock together down there in that southern region of Africa. That president of Zimbabwe. Because he was the one who was just out here saying, hey, the Mozambican people need to accept the results of the top court. Because the court came out here to say, we are upholding these results. He came out and said, as the chair of SADC, that Zimbabwe must just accept that. He doesn't even freaking call for dialogues.
Nothing.
And he's the same one who came out here to congratulate that Frelimo party before even the official result. Suspect.
Yeah.
It's the same type of freaking regime that's happening there in Zimbabwe and that's been happening in Mozambique. Here at Rules Voices, we don't care. We say the truth as it is. At least South Africa with Cyril Ramaphosa is calling for dialogues, for negotiations, to find a way forward.
Yes, there has to be some pushback from SADC saying, come on, guys, we have to step in here and help this country because citizens, innocent lives are being lost for no reason. And this just requires people to step in and sit at the table and talk.
Yes, but that SADC that you're saying should step in, it's chaired by that fraudulent also type of a regime in Zimbabwe. That's what we're saying here.
Yeah, I know.
So in other words, we're saying the bloc is divided. South Africa feels a certain way. Zimbabwe feels a certain way. Zimbabwe chairs SADC. Zimbabwe says, Mozambique, you must accept the results. South Africa says, we call for dialogues. You understand? There's a big ass difference
There's
there.
a difference,
South Africa is saying, let's sit and talk. In other words, where's Venancio? We need to consider their feelings, their opinion, their whatever it is that they are disagreeing with. They have concerns with these types of electoral. Apparently, the elections in Mozambique are transparent. We need to talk about this, calling for dialogues. That other one from Mozambique, the chair of SADC, to come out here and say Mozambique must just accept. How dare you?
No.
That's not the way to go about it.
No, that's just a corrupt way of doing it, because he's getting something out of it.
He congratulated Daniel Chapo before the official results were announced. What else is there to say? Zimbabweans, you must tell your president to calm down. Yes, it's true. Why did he congratulate that Frelimo party before the official results?
And there's also a reason why that Botswana president mentioned Zimbabwe, that we need a corrupt-free government in his speeches. Yes. He said, Zimbabwe, we need to be corrupt-free. We need to take everything seriously. He said it.
Yeah. And he, as you can see from the African sentiment that has been out there, Botswana, people can see hope.
Yeah.
With this new administration. So for him to also come out here and call that out, there's things happening there. There's discrepancies there. There is a tendency of corruption there. Excuse me.
What tendency?
There's major corruption there. It's true.
Call it what it is, yes.
Do you know that it's upwards of 250 Mozambicans have lost their lives since the elections? Actually, they freaking say 250. But the Mozambicans that we speak to, yes, we speak to them on the ground, it is numbers upwards of 400. 400. Never believe the number that always comes out here on mainstream media is never the correct number.
Of course.
It's more than that. It's upwards of 400, possibly even freaking 1,000. Who knows? But they will come out here and try to play down, because they don't give a freaking crap. Frelimo will do whatever it needs to do to shut people up.
Yeah, and that police brutality. Oh my God. I'm sure it is not necessary to be using such force against these people just trying to voice their opinion and peaceful protests.
Hey, the thing is, the people don't want Frelimo. We don't want Frelimo. Even Congolese, we don't want Frelimos.
South Africa, we don't want Frelimo.
I don't know about South Africa. These South Africans don't give a crap about other people's political affairs. They only give a crap about social, cultural events.
That's true.
They don't even give a crap about their own political issues. We're talking black South Africa here. The president at least comes out here and speaks about certain things here. But the South African people, they couldn't give a crap. All they say is just close the border.
Yeah, keep them there. That's what they have openly. That is actually what they've been saying, especially in the comment section. Yeah, keep them there. The borders are closed. They must deal with their stuff.
I'm trying to see. Do I know any South African activist out here that's for complete African unity, who's a true Pan-Africanist?
Only
a South African
Julius
person.
Malema.
Please put it in the comment section somewhere. Do we have any Pan-Africanist activists from South Africa? This particular person is a South African person, and they speak in terms of like African unity and Pan-Africanism. I don't know one. I
haven't seen anyone. The only one I know is of Julius Malema, but he's open about it.
That's why they don't like him.
Yeah.
South Africans, they'll be like, this Julius Malema wants open borders. Why do these freaking South Africans, I don't know why they think that African unity means let's open these freaking borders. Let's open everything up. Come in as you want. Stay here as you want. Anyway, South Africa, this is not your podcast right now. We're talking about Mozambique.
Yes.
And we're talking about the casualty. You know that prison break, it started off as a riot first, before they actually broke out, and then, they escaped, these inmates. And 33 of them also lost their lives.
Oof.
33 inmates lost their lives during the prison riot in Mozambique. Before 6,000 of them are on the loose now.
Wow. And I'm sure that 33 must include also guards, because I also saw something that they're saying the inmates took the keys from the guards and they released more. That's how 6,000 came out. They opened the doors.
Yes. Some of those inmates overpowered those guards there in that freaking prison. And took the guns, took the keys, took matters into their own hands, and just wait. It's a freaking mess right now over there, huh? It has the potential of turning out into some major crisis.
This is not
major violence in Mozambique. If it's not freaking tamed, if these puppets don't come out here and actually do the needful and initiate these dialogues, it could mess up the entire freaking SADC region. It could all go into some form of unrest. Because there was also hyenas on standby from the north. The north loves the fact that there's a freaking mess in the south of Mozambique. The north of Mozambique, where those jihadist groups are, they love the fact that there's a mess down there.
Yeah, and isn't Rwanda also in that north trying to help Mozambique?
Some Mozambican want these freaking Rwandan troops out.
Yeah.
Also, because Rwanda is also out there benefiting from the freaking chaos. Nothing is free in this world. Those troops that are in North Mozambique for some freaking peacekeeping are not out there just...
That's what they say, yes.
They're not out there to just volunteer and offer these services for free because we are great humanitarian. Otherwise, they would do the same thing in East Congo. They would consider that. They wouldn't be up for that bloodshed that's happening there. They're there to benefit.
Yeah.
They say to do things for their own good. A lot of Mozambicans are also out here and say, hey, Rwanda, please take your freaking troops. Selfish as hell, greedy as hell, only out here to do things for their own benefit. Causing atrocities there also.
Yeah. But,
that north.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was thinking was, if they were actually there for peacekeeping, shouldn't that Kagame actually say, like, okay, guys, military, my troops, go into that Maputo and help and see how you can keep the peace in some way, especially now that 6,000 inmates are on the loose.
Keep the peace from what? We don't need anybody to come here to try to keep the peace in Maputo. These are people voicing themselves. These people freaking stole the elections again. The Frelimo. No, there's no violence in Mozambique. The people are not out here committing violence. That's why we call it unrest. Because the people are out here protesting and they want their voices heard. But the corrupt freaking Frelimo is out here using excessive force. Live ammunition, tear gas, and all this kind of crap on these people who want their voices heard. There's no violence. Let's not get it confused here. We don't need freaking Rwandese troops in the south of Mozambique. You understand, huh?
Yeah.
It's not like there's two gangs fighting and there's nothing like that.
No, I get that.
It's just normal people like us going out and saying enough is enough. Change needs to come to Mozambique. And so even if I've never protested before in my life, enough is enough. 2024, we're not entering 2025 with freaking Frelimo. We will not accept any freaking inauguration on the 15th of January or whatsoever. Understand? Enough is, the Mozambican people have had enough. That's why there's unrest. There's no violence. If there's any form of freaking violence, it's coming from the freaking army or the authorities that are out here using excessive force.
Yes. No, I get that. I was just thinking, if in the name of Rwanda they are there in Mozambique for peacekeeping, they can help with the 6,000 inmates that are on the loose. Try and get them back at least.
That Rwanda must go back home. It must leave Mozambique and it must leave East Congo. It's only out here doing things for its own good. We don't want to work with Rwanda. You understand? You cannot work with them. They will come out here, never believe any freaking thing that comes out of that Kagame. I'm telling you, the Mozambicans don't want them there. The Congolese don't want them there. It's not in the name of peacekeeping. It's in the name of, let me take whatever rubies or whatever freaking cobalt from that freaking area. Let me work with the fact that they have the tendency, the fact that they work with M23.
Yeah, of course.
We don't want your peacekeeping services. Thank you very much. Take your troops and bounce. Yes, the fact that you have it in you to work with that kind of rebel group, that militia group called M23,
causing all those atrocities against those civilians in DRC.
That means you have it in you to be to do things under the table for your own benefit. We don't want to work with them. They must just bounce. Those 6,000 inmates. Of course, we don't want unnecessary crimes on the streets against the people of Mozambique, because a lot of those people were already... Actually, is it possible that some of those 6,000 inmates, some of them were innocent, because that whole freaking system of Mozambique is corrupt to the core in the first place anyway. Because they are the type to take out lawyers of the opposition leader. Understand? They took out the lawyer. They took out the lawyer and some of these people from Vanensho's party. And it's still the same party that has its hand in every freaking department or sector or judiciary system of Mozambique. They are still the same people who say, guilty, you're not an inmate, go inside there. And guilty, you're not an inmate, go inside. It's still the same people that take out people, that disqualify people. People go missing. You understand?
Yeah.
So all those 6,000 inmates, if we can disagree with the decision of this supposed top court that came out here to say we're going to uphold the results, what makes you think that every single other judgment that they passed on all those other 6,000 inmates were the correct one? Maybe they just say, throw that one in there. Talking about Frelimo party.
Yeah, because they are talking too much. They are naysayers. They are of Frelimo party. So put them in there. Just make sure that they are trial, but you know the results.
Some of those inmates that escaped in Mozambique were innocent folks.
Yeah.
Because you know who put them in there? The Frelimo freaking party. I'm telling you the truth, man. Yeah. That's the freaking truth that exists out here.
That is the system of Africa.
Anyway, they made it out. They made it out.
Guys, stay out.
They're gonna have a freaking New Year's Eve.
Amen.
Yeah, yes. I don't know why I don't know if you should say amen. We're talking about inmates, but they're gonna have a freaking New Year's Eve.
Ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm stopping you there quick. Hey, you say the inmates broke out. Amen. No.
It was according to the conversation of the innocent ones that were put in there.
Yes. If the innocent, I believe that some of those inmates were innocent also. Because we're dealing with Frelimo. Frelimo is a dark space. Frelimo is a dark party. It's been ruling for 49 years. For 49 years, it has had its grip on Mozambique. They don't want to let Mozambique go. That freaking judiciary system is the caucus of Frelimo party.
The caucus.
It's the caucus. Yes, the top court. However they refer to it, the top court. Because they say, that's why this president of Zimbabwe can come out here. Whatever the top court says must be accepted.
Because that's Frelimo.
Because that is Frelimo.
That's my guy. That's my team.
Look, you see you see, it's the law. The judge, the court said, they ruled. So everybody has a tendency to follow what the court says. So guess what? If you're a party that's been in power for 49 years, where are you going to make sure that you exercise your strength, your agenda, you push your agenda through freaking judgments?
Judicial systems.
Yes, through the freaking judicial system. Yeah, so Zimbabwe, the same, that's why I keep going back to it. I know I said it at the beginning, but the same Zimbabwean president who chased SADC congratulated this Frelimo party in Daniel Chapo before the official results of those elections in Mozambique were announced. Suspect. Look, you like your body, huh? You people have agendas, but you have similar regimes out there. Because even that Zimbabwe, we've suspected you of having some form of fraudulent type of election. It's not so transparent.
Yeah,
and then for you to come out here and say the Mozambican must just accept. Who are you? No, the Mozambican people that say, hey, relax, huh? They don't like that.
No.
They don't. The same Mozambican people that are out here protesting, surely they're looking at Zimbabwe's president like, Wena? Huh, Sukes.
Oh my gosh.
That's if they speak Xhosa.
Yeah, I'm sure that they probably understand some words. But yeah, that Zimbabwe president, I'm sure there's some sort of an agreement that was signed between Frelimo and Zimbabwe.
It doesn't have to be signed. Puppets don't care about signing. Sorry. Hello. It doesn't have to be signed. Puppets don't care about... You see how chill I was with it. Puppets don't care about signatures. That's why they sign on the freaking dotted line real fast. Colonial pacts, I don't care. Independence? But, hey, you won't be in charge. Where do I sign? Puppets, don't sign yet. Okay? You have to read. It says colonial pacts. It means they have the first right of refusal. Don't sign. Puppets jump for joy. They still sign.
Yes.
But in this particular case, with that particular president,
Zimbabwe,
they don't sign. They just look at each other like, let's rule this region. It's Frelimo, right? You guys been there for 49 years, right? Even that Frelimo is looking at the ANC in that South Africa like, what?
You lost it, ANC.
You lost it. 30 years?
It's too little.
What the hell is 30 years? we on year freaking 49.
That's what they probably also thinking, Cyril, please. We're not going to listen to you and sit down and talk.
You don't know how to do your stuff, man. You're busy out here creating government of national... What government of national unity? We will remain in power as Frelimo party. That 30 years of your ANC, small talk. That's small talk. You can't come here and we must have dialogues. What dialogues? We're not going to have any freaking dialogues. We in charge. That's what Frelimo is. That's how Frelimo is looking at ANC. I'm telling you, no joke over there.
Thinking you were babies, man. You gave it up. You were too weak. You didn't do what you needed to do to get those votes up there.
Yes. So there's a division in SADC. How are we supposed to resolve this issue in Mozambique? It's through SADC.
Yeah.
You see, those 16 member states are supposed to open dialogues and engage seriously and thoroughly and respect all sides. All parties must come to the table.
Yeah.
Not this system of wanting to impose, accept the results. That's not going to work because Valencia is hard-headed, huh?
He is pushing it and saying, no, these are not the results.
Oh.
There has to be a change. Outside investigation, an auditor needs to come in and interfere in that election counting.
And partake in that election. Actually, even the international observers also said there was discrepancies. It wasn't completely transparent. But this particular Venancio has decided to say, no more. He's willing to put his life on the line. That's why
what he's doing.
That's why he proclaimed himself the winner. He says, look, I won. They are lying.
Like I said it earlier. It's clear. Your Frelimo supporters are not there. Why are you quiet?
They don't exist.
They don't exist. So obviously, people are not blind. Outsiders of Mozambique are not blind. We can see that there are no supporters of Frelimo out there. So what Mondlane is saying, he's the winner, is true.
It can only be true because we here at Rules Voices, when we release content, the comment section are filled with Mozambicans who are all saying that their true president is Venancio.
Yeah.
It's not one person. You know, sometimes you can just say not one person because you're trying to emphasize on how many on the ratio.
Yeah.
But I literally mean it when I say not even one. Not one person comes out here to say, I voted for Frelimo. If you voted for Frelimo, put it in the comment section, please. Not even one. Because
why are they not on social media? This is the thing. It's like, now I'm thinking, I just had this thought in my head. Like, people can use people's names, even if they've passed away, just to put a vote in. People are not above that, Frelimo, corrupt. So how are these people not on social media? Why are you not posting, my president is Daniel Chapo? No, you're not doing any of that.
That's because it's non-existent.
Yeah.
They stole the election. That's what they do. And they're going to ride this wave this way. And they're hoping, actually, they don't even give a crap. They're going to keep doing this until the Mozambicans get tired. But the sentiment out here now is the Mozambicans are saying we're going to continue to fight.
Yay, they must continue. The voices need to be heard.
But, you know, it's now starting to play like, because this is social media and everybody can hear everything. The Kenyans are fighting against the activities or the tactics of that freaking administration there in Nairobi. Because Kenyans also, they're going through some crazy thing. They still want Ruto to go, but now it's the cases of people being abducted.
Oh, right? Yeah. So that is also what's keeping them indoors, basically.
It's keeping them on their toes. They're saying, look, you're not going to be out here abducting us and think that we're just going to lay low. and not do anything about it. We're going to continue to fight as the Kenyans, as the Gen Zs of Kenya. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to hold these freaking puppets accountable. We won't stop.
Yeah.
That's why they like that so loud on social media. And the Mozambicans can see that. So there's a spirit of competition within the nations. The Mozambicans are saying, Kenyans, I know you guys fight, but we fight harder. We also have a fighting spirit. That's what's happening. That's what these freaking puppets are not understanding. We just need Cameroonians to also come out here.
They tried.
No, they will. But that's what's happening here. The Gen Zs of Mozambique are saying to themselves, hello, Kenya, you're not the only one. We will also fight for our future. Continue to fight, but we will also fight. It's like they're fueling off one another. And Kenya is saying, okay, good, Mozambique, keep doing it, keep doing it. We too have not forgotten about Ruto. So there's this spirit of somehow I don't want to call it competition, but they're feeding off each other.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course, to say, oh, excuse me, the Giants, for example, when the Giants tried with that protest, excuse me, you're not like Mozambique, you're not like Kenya. We know how to do this. We know, Uganda tried. Museveni came out and shouted.
Yes.
You understand, huh? So all these Africans are feeding off one another, and that's what these puppets aren't ready for.
They're not ready for that spirit of we're gonna do this.
We just need to unite now as Africans, so that particular type of protest or voicing ourselves is in like.
It's sort of protected, I would think.
No, not protected. That's not the term. It's in unison.
Unison, yes. Okay.
These protests, these outcries, these wanting change to come to our regimes as Africans in many different African countries, these protests must all be in unison.
Yeah, it's
understand?
Like,
the Kenyans must work with the Mozambicans. The Mozambicans must work with the Nigerians. The Nigerians must work with the Cameroonians and the people from Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
And all these freaking Gen Zs of Africa must stand up in unison, in unity together to hold these puppets accountable. You understand? That's when you'll get the attention of these puppets.
Yeah, it's like you've also once said, if Africa can just come to one
shared goal,
saying we want a corrupt-free government. All African states, we are now voicing a corrupt-free government. You are using the same tactics across Africa.
It's organized.
Yes.
It's time to that's what you call being mobilized. Mobilized not just within Kenya or within Mozambique, but mobilized across Al-Kabulain.
Yeah.
Hello. If these puppets hear this freaking podcast, they'll say to themselves, oh, these ones are provoking certain things. These ones really want...
Provoking thought.
Hey, we want freaking change, man. You've been stealing money for a freaking long time. You think life will just continue to go on like this. 2025, these puppets must still continue to fly on freaking private jets and just live opulence lifestyles. No way.
We're tired of seeing your Instagram posts of you sitting and people are serving you wine and putting these extravagant dishes in front of you. We don't want to see that anymore. Yeah.
That one of Equatorial Guinea.
That is the one is in my mind.
That one does not give a crap. I'm sure as we speak, he's busy making sure that he will post something tonight. That one of Equatorial Guinea, that puppet,
his plans for New Year's are probably on point.
The audacity of these puppets to come out here and actually flaunt it in our faces is unreal. So anyway, the Kenyan peoples are crying out loud here. How many people have been abducted in Kenya? According
80.
to numbers?
According to 80 and above. It's growing. Yeah.
80 and above.
Yeah.
Those are reported numbers.
Oof.
Yeah. So let's assume it's definitely over 100. Yeah. Abducted. These puppets are out here breaking the law. And apparently Puppet Huto came out here and said, we're gonna make sure that these abductions come to an end, but you parents, you must take care of your children. You understand this puppet? This puppet is obviously coming out here saying, it's your fault of you parents. You don't know how to educate your children. You don't know how to tell them to shut the hell up and to get off social media. That's why these abductions are happening. You must control your kids.
The audacity of him to tell him parents, do a better job. Tell your kids to stay at home.
These Puppet Ruto things, even his face, people are not afraid of those words. People are not afraid of Puppet Ruto. For him to come out here and actually confront the parents to say, you must take care of your children. You must tell your children to stop it.
That Ruto, he needs some granny just to stop, just to walk past him and slap him with her bag.
So it says that for him to say to the parents, you must take care of your kids, somehow says that, yes, I know there are abductions. You understand? Huh?
Yeah.
But it's because your kids or your children are doing this. That's why there are abductions. If you take care of them, if you keep them in check, then these abductions. You see, for him to even suggest that the parents must take care of the kids, that means he knows that these abductions are real.
So he's not exactly saying he's not doing the abductions, or he is doing the abductions. He's just saying, yeah, okay, parents, take care.
You see, they are saying some of those arrests of the citizens of Kenya, it's because some of those citizens deserved it, because they were either giving like false information or saying things that aren't true, false accusations online, and so they are abducted or they are arrested. The public is saying these aren't true arrests; these are abductions. That's why he says there's a thorough investigation happening with the police and all this to make sure that all those freaking arrests, which the public call abductions, are they true or not? And then they must be looked at. Are they legitimate or illegitimate? Are they legal or illegal? If they're illegal, then they qualify as abductions.
Yeah.
Abductions, yes.
But there are also videos out there, and you can see this on the CCTV, that these are not arrests, man. People are coming with masks. There are no handcuffs, and you are basically, and the person is basically being dragged. So these are not like arrests. They are not people saying, okay, this is what this person is being arrested for, and it's like it's understood between all parties. It is people dragging people and pushing them in the back of the car.
And they also call them security forces.
What sort of security forces?
Security forces are the ones that are conducting these supposed arrests or abductions. But at the end of the day, we're dealing with someone also that the Kenyan people don't want. They don't want Puppet Ruto, or should I say Kasongo, in power, and that he must also leave. And he's also out there, like the Frelimo party, like the puppets of those countries, to do everything in their utmost power to remain in power. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a corrupt puppet who wants to desperately stay in power. He actually wanted to change these freaking term limits, like these, to make it 7 years.
Such a joke. That
While the Gen Zs are saying Ruto must go, Ruto is out here trying to make sure that it's 7. That Ruto, the next elections are when? 2027.
Yes.
The Gen Zs don't want Ruto here until then. They want him out of there before that 2027.
We cannot wait that long for you to be out of that office. And he's just saying, no, I'm elected and I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do my job.
Yeah.
But your job is just to up your pocket, man. Get out. You're not doing it for the country anymore.
What was the thing that came about? I think it was, let's go to Uganda. Uganda, Museveni's son.
The Minister of Defense.
What did he say about Sudan? He said something about arresting someone or calling for something in Sudan that pissed off the Sudanese people. And the Sudanese people came out here and said, look, Wena, you must apologize for what you've said.
Yeah,
it's
he
not
insulted
right.
them. Yeah.
Yes, he insulted them.
I can't remember exactly what
I can't remember
it was
exactly.
said.
Yes, maybe if you check something quick, it'll come up here, because I want to get the correct story there. I didn't read it thoroughly into it, but I know that one is another one because his father told him, "Don't run this here, okay? I want to make it past 40 years in power. 38 years is not enough. I need another 5 years to accomplish my vision. I have a vision. I know where I'm taking the people of Uganda. I need more time. 38 years in power is not enough. Museveni's out here trying to convince his people, even his son. And we the people, all the rest of Africans, who must continue to see that, to think that it's, or to believe that what they're doing is legitimate? No way. They are here just making sure that they do things for their own benefit. Actually, it's not the first time that the son of that Museveni came out here to say some freaking outlandish, provocative statements like that.
Yeah. He said something about capturing someone and with the support of Donald Trump when he gets into power. They will have the support.
Is there an article there?
I can see the tweet.
Where's the tweet?
The tweet says, "We are just waiting for our fellow Donald Trump to become president. With his support, we will capture Khartoum." I don't know, Khartoum? It's
In
some
Sudan.
person, in Sudan.
But he deleted this tweet.
Yes.
This tweet did not last. There was actually 2 that he said there, and then he ended up deleting them. That's because he then realized, like, wait a minute, what I'm saying here is not correct. It's provocative. Yeah. So he had to delete it. And the Sudanese government did not like it at all.
Yeah, I mean, demanding an apology, but that one kept quiet.
Yeah. That's them in that Uganda. Let's talk about Museveni, not Museveni. Felix Tshisekedi. Felix Tshisekedi. You know, the sentiment around Congolese, they don't want him.
Yeah. That is, I can also see that around social media now, that they say, no, this guy, he's now just taking is whatever. He's not doing it for the country anymore.
There's 3 names. There's either Felix Tshisekedi or there's Moise Katumbi. Okay, you don't know that name. Moise. Just think about Moise. It's like Moses. Moise. And then there's Martin Fayulu.
Okay.
He's another opposition guy who also wants to be president. The way that these particular people speak about Felix Tshisekedi and what Felix Tshisekedi has done to Congo, they actually say that he has sold Congo to Kagame. Felix Tshisekedi is out here basically selling certain parts of Congo to Kagame.
What?
Yeah. In terms of the way that he's not doing anything.
Okay, yes, okay.
It's not like for money, like,
Yeah.
give me money. Yes. His lack of leadership, his lack of
The fact that he hasn't taken control of that situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kagame is whipping him left, right, and center. And Kagame, as a result, is capturing parts of Congo. Every single time that M23 takes a town, it's going into the hands of freaking Rwanda.
It's just taking pieces off. That means the Congolese cannot go there anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's taken, they put a perimeter right there.
Jeez.
Every single time they do that, every single time you hear that M23 is entering Goma, M23 is taking another town, it's that town is obviously, first of all, rich in natural resources, and it ends up going into the hands of
Rwanda.
Of Paul Kagame.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. So that's what's happening there. Anywho. Time for us to let's leave it here today.
Yeah?
Yeah, we leave it here today.
Okay.
The main story is that freaking
Mozambique.
Yes, Mozambique. And hopefully, actually, our condolences goes out to everyone who has lost their family members in Mozambique.
For sure.
And the abductions in Kenya.
Guys, be safe out there. Please. Please, please, please.
All puppets need to leave. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching.
Much love, guys. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless.